Hey guys, hope you've all been doing well. Before I get into, there was something on my computer, sorry. Before I get into the topic I want to discuss today, I'm just gonna tell y'all a quick story of what happened in my physiological psychology class today. So, we had just had a test, and mental disorders was part of the test. And we were going over the test and reading answers that people had put out loud, and she asked me to read one of my answers about depression. So I read it, and she goes, "Wow, you even sound depressed. Good acting." And I'm like, "Thanks. That's the depression." I don't take offense to it though, because she's dyslexic and I laugh at her bad spelling of things, so I guess we're even. Which brings me into what I wanted to talk about, which is depression, specifically winter depression, or seasonal affective disorder. So what is seasonal affective disorder? It's got something to do with the amount of sunlight being shorter in the winter. So I live in Texas. People say we don't get seasons, and maybe that's true temperature-wise, but the days still get shorter. It still gets dark. We're not nearly close enough to the equator. This is the reason I sound depressed when I talk, because I stumble over my words. We're not close enough to the equator to really say we have no seasons. We just tend to have really intense summers and really mild winters in comparison to other places. But I'm going on a tangent. So there's something about the sunlight that makes us happy. I think it's the vitamin D. Do not quote me on that though. Because I've heard taking vitamin D as well as getting plenty of sunshine also helps with seasonal depression. So, first off, if I'm getting winter depression this year, why didn't I get winter depression last year? My bipolar disorder should have been fully developed by then, and I should have been going into a depressive episode over the winter. Because that's kind of how it was this year. I got manic over the summer, and once the time changed and it started getting darker, I got depressed. So, okay, I've asked this 10 times already. I know y'all don't follow me for my eloquence. So why was I not depressed last winter? And I've got two really big things I can think of. One is that I was not on a mood stabilizer. And so the antidepressants in my body were just kind of slowly building and building and building and pushing me into a hypomanic episode. If you've been watching since January, you will probably remember my first hypomanic episode. And the second big reason is I was working an outdoor job. I was getting so much sunshine that it, like, totally got rid of the, I don't know how to word this. I had built up this intolerance to natural light from being an indoor person for too long, and I'd go out every time and the sun would just be blinding, and I just be like this. That'd be a great thumbnail for this video. Totally gonna pick it if it pops up. So yeah, I'd just be blinded, and it got to the point where when I was working last year, I got totally used to natural light, and I was spending all day outside for 3 days a week, and I was getting plenty of sunshine. Even if it got dark quicker, you know, I still got plenty of that vitamin D. So what I'm doing this year to kind of combat the winter depression, because obviously I don't want to feel depressed, I want to do something about it, is I am opening my blinds during the day, just while I'm sitting in bed doing my homework, because I have terrible sleep hygiene and I do my homework in bed. So I get more sunshine that way. And I'm trying to get into the routine of meditating every morning. That doesn't really help with depression as much as it helps with anxiety, though, and anger issues. So what therapists keep recommending to me is exercise. Like, the past two I've had have talked about how good exercise is, and my psychiatrist likes to talk about how good yoga is. So I've kind of combined the two, so I do like a morning exercise / yoga routine for like 15 minutes on days that I don't walk my dog, because when I walk my dog I'm getting exercise and sunshine at the same time, so that's like a 2-for-1 deal. So I'm doing that. The science behind that is that exercise releases endorphins, which are natural painkillers. We have in our brains morphine receptors. So when you inject someone with morphine, the morphine would fit into the morphine receptor, and that would help to stop feeling pain, and could do with some of that right now. My back is killing me. Okay. We'll see how long I last in this position now. Okay, morphine. So it wasn't for a while until somebody started wondering, well, why do we have morphine receptors in our brain? Like, why are they automatically there? And it's because we have these natural endorphins in our body that act as painkillers, the same way morphine acts. And one way to kind of cause them to be diffused, pass through your nervous system, is by exercising, and that's I guess what people call a runner's high. I'm not really a runner, I'm a sprinter. I can do like 100-foot sprint, but doing a mile run is like a no-go, so I'm not like a runner's high kind of person, or someone who really enjoys physical exercise. But I've noticed it does help my mood, and, you know, I will do anything I can get to help my mood these winter nights. So I'm getting sunshine, I'm getting exercise, I'm getting company. I spend a lot of time with my girlfriend, and I'll spend time with my family. It's Christmas, believe it or not. Well, almost. So we started decorating our Christmas tree last night. and that was fun. So just doing little things like that for pleasure and not making my whole life focused on schoolwork is important. And like I said, the company really matters, so having my girlfriend and my family around will help me to not feel so down. And I take vitamin D. I take like 5,000. I don't know what the units are called, but I take 5,000 of them in one little bitty pill, because a year ago I got my blood work done, and my doctor said I was really bad off as far as the vitamin D goes, and I was in desperate need of vitamin D. So I take vitamin B6 and calcium to help with my PMDD. It takes a few cycles for it to really start working, so I haven't gotten the full effect of it yet. And I'm hoping I don't need another prescription like for birth control to control my PMDD, because I've already got 4 prescriptions. And our healthcare plan, our insurance plan is changing, and we're really getting the raw end of the deal, like a lot of people are right now, just because of rising healthcare costs. Thanks, Trump. Even if it's not Trump's fault, I'm gonna blame it on him anyways. So yeah, that's just like one more thing to add to the list of things to be depressed about. Like, not only is it suddenly dark at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm suddenly going to go from paying $40 for a therapist appointment to $69 for a therapist appointment. And of course, I don't work right now. I live with my parents, so my parents are covering my medical bills and my prescriptions, and that is a lot of money. So yeah, that sucks, and that was another little tangent I got off into. The last thing I wanted to talk about was light boxes. I don't have one. I want to get one for myself, I guess as a little Christmas or birthday present to me. Because I've heard that they can help. They're really expensive though. The cheapest one I found on Amazon was like $25, and the rest of them were all like $80 and over, like ridiculously, insanely expensive. So I'm gonna go with the cheap one, and I'll try that out and let y'all know how it is. And in the meantime, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing to keep depression at bay. Oh, another thing, I'm making sure I'm getting plenty of sleep, because lack of sleep is like a major trigger for my depression. So I've got sunlight, vitamin D, sleep, company. Am I missing something? I don't think so. Oh yeah, exercise. So I've got 5 things going for me, so hopefully that will make this winter a little more bearable, and I honestly cannot wait until it's spring again and the sun starts coming back and I start feeling that hypomanic rush again, because sometimes it just really, really feels good. Sometimes it does not feel good, I will admit. But sometimes, when I'm on my mood stabilizer at least, it does feel good, and I enjoy it. But you can't get the good without the bad, and I guess that's just the thing about bipolar disorder. There's gonna be highs and there's gonna be lows, and when you're up, you're gonna think, oh, I love being bipolar. It's so fantastic. Look at how amazing I feel. And when you're down, you're like, this is so not worth it. So, anyways, I'm just going to wrap things up now. I hope y'all have a good week. And if you're feeling depressed, talk to a therapist, you know. Do something about it. That's really all the advice I have for now. But yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video, and until then, keep yourself safe and stay strong.